Hello and welcome back to another session of Therapy and Panels. One thing you guys should know about me is that I am a big fan of big crossovers. Whether they're just from characters from the same universe, or they could be from two completely different franchises having nothing to do with each other. I'm always a big fan with that. And that is why for today's subject, we're going to be looking at when Sonic the Hedgehog teamed up with the Justice League. These two franchises, like many others, have a big place in my childhood, with Sonic with its video games and the Justice League with the cartoons. Ever since the amazing crossover stories that happened with Batman and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I am always excited to see what can happen with crossovers to see if they will become just as amazing. So let's see how this interaction works as we read DC X Sonic the Hedgehog #1. The cover is pretty decent, with all of our heroes coming out of what I am assuming to be a boom tube to take on the evil that has them teaming up. Our story begins with the planet Apocalypse arriving in the dimension of Sonic and friends as he, Tails, and Amy are about to enjoy a picnic. Okay, just gonna start off with a bit. Bang! Alright, I'm for it. Boom tubes begin opening up with parademons coming out to attack, and the three animals are surprisingly doing pretty well fighting them off. The only reason for Sonic grabbing Tails and Amy and making a hightail out of there is because there's no one inside of the parademons coming, and they need to regroup and check on their friends' safety. We then cut to Angel Island with our favorite Echidna warrior Knuckles fighting off some of the parademons, as Darkseid and his right hand Desaad have arrived, learning about the Master Emerald and its power, deciding to destroy it before they search for what they came for. Well, anyone out there like me who are big fans of the Sonic Adventure games, I think you all know what comes next. Yep. Meanwhile, Sonic decides to run off ahead alone to Sunset City, where he gets introduced to the Scarlet Speedster himself, offering to handle the parademons himself, but Sonic, being his usual self, declines, and the two race off to beat the other to get there first. It's time for a death battle! Meanwhile, in the city, we see Silver struggling to hold off some parademons with his powers until Green Lantern John Stewart arrives to lend a hand, much to his delight, while in an alleyway, Batman and Shadow have saved a citizen from certain doom, and Amy and Tails finally making it into the city to help run into Wonder Woman and Cyborg, who offer their assistance as well. You see, if anything, I'm liking this already, just as it's a nice change of pace with a lot of different crossover stuff that happens when, especially nowadays, the two people meet and they end up fighting each other or just arguing about how to beat the bad guy. But no, this is a nice change of pace. They understand what's going on. They are more than welcoming with the others. I love this. Calabec arrives to begin a fight with the group, but instantly gets stomped down by the combined strength of Knuckles and Superman, who saved him earlier from being killed during the destruction of the Master Emerald earlier. Now that the parademons have finally stopped attacking everything, this gives our heroes time to group together and figure out everything, as well as introduce each other. Superman introducing himself and his team. Whatever you do, don't mention someone named Martha around Batman. He's very sensitive about it. As well as Sonic introducing him and his friends. And during the introduction he gives to his friends, I want to just point out how he basically just put Amy in the friend zone. Ouch. The League explained that Darkseid has used a mobile satellite called the Ragnarok to travel to Sonic's dimension in hope of gaining new sources of power and new worlds to conquer, and everyone realizing he is after the Chaos Emerald and destroyed the Master Emerald due to its power to deactivate the emerald As everyone discusses the next course of action, Shadow heads off to do the lone wolf thing, but is surprisingly stopped by Batman, and the two talk about the losses they have suffered, and Shadow decides he will stay and help everyone. Tails mentions that he is working on a way to easily track the emeralds, but he still needs time to work on it, with Cyborg offering to help, while the rest of the group splits up into pairs to locate the emeralds the old-fashioned way, since Darkseid is currently looking for the emeralds as they speak. The group pairings are pretty decent, with Knuckles and Superman, due to being the last people of their kind, Sonic and Flash racing each other, even Shadow and Batman both riding off on their respective motorcycles. No, just watching those two on their bikes, it just makes my head canon just thinking Shadow's riding, just thinking of the I am all of me, while Batman just riding along, just thinking to himself in his head, Batman. Sonic makes the decision to, like in most of his games, to start off on South Island to locate an emerald, and he seems to call it pretty well, as the issue ends with Sonic and Flash coming face to face with Darkseid, already in possession of one of the Chaos Emeralds. And that was the first part of the crossover with Sonic and the Justice League. And for my diagnosis, this is a great start. It gives us everything you want in a crossover, especially in the beginning, with good action, a clear idea on the matter at hand, and both groups of heroes being shown just as capable as the other, and respecting each other, not wasting time with pointless fighting and arguments on how to handle the threat. I can't wait to get the rest of this crossover and see how it ends. And with that, that is the end of today's session. I'd like to thank you all for attending. If you liked the video, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys want to watch some gameplay footage that I do, I have a gaming channel called Gaming Therapy. I am currently doing the first Spider-Man remastered game on the PlayStation 5. And until next time, I'm the Super Guru, signing off.